And did you know that your brain is not a morning person? No, seriously. Just as your body needs some stretching, your brain too craves a gentle nudge to awaken from its slumber. This phenomenon is known as sleep inertia. This groggy state can linger for up to 30 minutes post-waking up, affecting our decision-making abilities. So next time when you can't find your keys in the morning, remember it's not you, it's your brain still snoozing. Ever found yourself in an awkward elevator ride and your brain just freezes? You're not alone. You see, our brains are wired for survival, and sometimes they interpret social awkwardness as a threat. It's a primal instinct, really. We call this the fight or flight response. In the confines of an elevator, there's nowhere to run, and fighting off your fellow passenger is, well, generally frowned upon. So your brain tries to adapt to the situation. It might make you stare at your shoes, pretend to be engrossed in your phone, or suddenly develop a fascination for elevator music. These are all little tricks your brain plays to help you cope with unexpected social situations. The brain's primary objective is to keep you safe, even if that means saving you from a dose of awkwardness. So the next time you're in an elevator feeling a tad uncomfortable, remember, your brain is just trying to save you from a potential elevator monster. Ever walked into a grocery store and instantly forgot what you came in for? Blame your brain. Yes, you heard it right, your brain. This is a classic example of the doorway effect. It's a curious phenomenon where our brain gets a bit forgetful as we cross through doorways, whether physical or metaphorical. Scientists believe that our brain compartmentalizes information based on our environment. So, when you step into a new environment, your brain might just hit the reset button on your immediate memory. It's like walking into a room in a video game and the previous level just poofs out of existence. Quite convenient for a game, not so much for remembering whether you needed milk or bread, so the next time you forget your shopping list, know that it's not your fault. It's just your brain playing tricks on you. Do you dread phone calls? Your brain does too. When we're on a call, our brain is working overtime, trying to decipher tone, pitch and pauses without the aid of visual cues. It's like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing. This absence of full context can send our stress levels through the roof, causing that familiar feeling of phone call panic. So it's not you being antisocial, it's your brain craving for more information. Ever zoned out in a meeting and wondered what just happened? Your brain can relate. You see, our brains are not designed for the modern marathon meetings. It's a classic case of mental fatigue. When you focus intently for a long time, your brain's ability to sustain attention decreases. It's like running a mental marathon without any training. The longer the meeting drags on, the more your brain craves a break, a diversion, something, anything, other than the drone of the presentation. So it does what it does best. It zones out, takes a little detour, a mini mental vacation, if you will. This isn't a sign of incompetence, but rather an ingenious survival mechanism. So the next time you zone out, know that your brain is just taking a tiny vacation. Public speaking? The stuff of nightmares, right? Your brain thinks so too. It's all down to what we call performance anxiety. This is your brain's way of dealing with a perceived threat. In this case, the fear of public embarrassment. It triggers the body's fight or flight response, releasing a torrent of adrenaline into your system and causing physical symptoms. You know the ones. The sweaty palms, the trembling hands, the racing heart. Even your mouth dries up, making it feel like you're trying to deliver your speech through a mouthful of cotton wool. It's the brain's prehistoric way of preparing you to either face the threat or run away from it. So, the next time you're about to step onto that stage and you feel your heart pounding out of your chest, remember it's not you, it's your brain's way of saying, danger, danger. Ever messed up on a date and wondered why? Let's blame it on the brain. Yes, you heard it right, our brains have a notorious reward system. It's a bit like a mischievous teenager, always seeking thrills and adventures. Sometimes at the cost of good decision-making. In high-pressure situations like a date, these reward circuits can go into overdrive. The brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical that can make us feel excited and euphoric. It's the same rush you get when you see a double rainbow or score the last piece of pizza. Sounds great, right? Well, not so fast. This dopamine rush can also cloud our judgment, making us overlook red flags or make decisions we might regret later. It's like wearing rose-tinted glasses that can blur the reality. So the next time you're on a date and feel your brain pushing you to do something questionable, just remember, it's your reward system acting up. So your brain might be the real reason why you texted your ex last night. Ever got road rage? Well, your brain's got a part to play in it. Picture this. You're stuck in a bumper-to-bumper traffic jam, the clock's ticking and your patience is wearing thin. Your brain, your ever-loyal co-pilot, kicks into survival mode. It's a battlefield and your brain is your commander-in-chief. The amygdala, the brain's emotional processing center, perceives the traffic as a threat and sends distress signals to the hypothalamus, the brain's command center. The hypothalamus, in turn, triggers the fight or flight response. The adrenal glands start pumping adrenaline, your heart rate increases and your focus sharpens. And there you have it, the perfect recipe for road rage. But here's the kicker. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and social behavior, can actually help control this aggression response. So the next time you honk at someone, remember it's your brain doing the tango. Ever binge-watched a show till 3 in the morning? Your brain's guilty as charged. It's not your lack of self-control, rather it's your brain's reward system at play. When you're engrossed in a show, your brain is enjoying a dopamine feast. This neurotransmitter, often dubbed as the feel-good hormone, gets released when we do something we enjoy. Watching your favorite character outsmart their enemies or fall in love triggers this dopamine release. Now your brain, being the reward-seeking machine it is, wants more of this dopamine rush, so it convinces you to click next episode again and again, leading to the infamous Netflix binge. It's a similar principle to why we can't resist those salty, sugary snacks. So the next time you find yourself watching just one more episode at 2 in the morning, remember it's not you being lazy, it's your brain craving for that dopamine hit. Ever raided the fridge at midnight? Your brain made you do it. When the clock strikes 12, your brain, ever the mischief maker, sends hunger signals that are hard to resist. It's like your own internal siren song, leading you to the rocky shores of the refrigerator. Now this isn't you lacking willpower, oh no. It's your brain playing the Hunger Games. Quite the clever ruse, isn't it? So, next time you find yourself in a midnight snack raid, remember who's really calling the shots. Ever spent hours scrolling through social media? Your brain's the culprit. The dopamine rush we experience when we see a new notification or get a like is similar to enjoying a good dessert. Our brains are wired to seek out these rewards, creating a cycle of posting, waiting, and gratification. This cycle can be so enticing that we often lose track of time. So it's not you being addicted, it's your brain loving those likes. Ever skipped a workout? Your brain might be the reason. Yes, you heard it right. Your brain, the ever so hard-working organ, can sometimes be a bit of a couch potato. You see, our brains are wired to conserve energy. It's a survival instinct, a relic from our cave-dwelling days when energy equals survival. Now, when you're about to hit the gym or go for a run and your brain starts whispering sweet nothings about how comfy your couch is, remember, it's not laziness, it's energy conservation. Your brain perceives physical exertion as a threat to its energy reserves, and thus tries to convince you to skip it. But wait, don't let your brain's energy-saving mode deter you. Remember, exercise not only strengthens your body, but it also benefits your brain by improving memory and cognitive functions. So next time you're contemplating skipping that workout, remind your brain it's a win-win situation. So, it's not your lack of motivation, it's your brain being energy efficient. Enjoyed the video? Your brain did too. Now here's a little psychology for you. When you click that like button, your brain releases a tiny bit of dopamine, the feel-good hormone. Sharing the video? That's your brain wanting to spread the joy. And when you hit subscribe, you're telling your brain that you want more of these dopamine hits. So go on, give your brain what it wants. Remember, it's not you, it's your brain wanting more of this content.